Hi, I'm Dustin. I am 37 years old. My family background comes from a touring background. Never had no father, mother in and out my life in foster care. I have two other siblings. I have a brother and a sister. We all three been in foster care for most of our childhood, let's put it like that, up until we were 12 and 13. My childhood, I never really had a childhood. I was always taking care of my brothers and sisters. I remember being home, bringing in a barbecue grill in the house so we didn't have power, and trying to keep us warm with a barbecue grill. We all got carbon monoxide poisoning from that. Like I said, mother was always a single parent, always working, so I had to be the big man all the time. I was told to be the big man, take care of your brothers and sisters. And from that being embedded in me, I grew up to be a little jerk. I wanted to be grown. I wanted to do what I wanted to do. And I started running away from home when I was 12. I started dabbling with cigarettes and weed. And from there, my life took a turmoil. I ended up being locked up in the Justice Center, with the Juvenile Justice Center. From there, I'd have been to the juvenile penitentiary, to the adult penitentiary. Now I'm homeless, but I no longer have any parents. All I have is my siblings, and we're all pretty much distant. Ever since my mother passed away about 4.5 years ago at Barnes Jewish Hospital from lupus and leukemia, we all been torn apart. I was in the joint, getting ready to get out 7 days, and she passed during those 7 days. And it left me messed up too, mentally. Because there's a lot of things I wanted to fix and help her do, and I couldn't do it because I was too busy messing up and locked up. So now I'm living my life on the streets, trying to get myself together, trying to get my ID, my social security card. I'm not from here, I'm from Houston, so I'm having a hard time getting it. I don't have any funds, don't have a job, can't obtain a job right now because I have no credentials. So, back to me living on the streets though. I done dibble and dabble with a lot of drugs, because my mental state, my depression, which has left me where I'm at right now. It took me almost 3.5 years to get off of drugs, man. Out of the 4.5, I've been out here on these streets since my mother been passed away. I'm just now trying to get myself into an apartment. I'm trying to move ahead instead of go backwards. I'm trying to move forwards, finally, for once in my life. Gang banging, I done been there and done that. Robberies, shootouts, I done did it all. Not nothing to brag or perhaps even too much to talk about. It's not something I want to talk about. I want to talk about positive things. That's where my mind state is right now. I'm trying to do better. My mind state is in a better place right now. I'm just not in a better place right now. That's all. And I'm trying to get there. Due to my past, I leave my past in the past, and I'm working on the future as of right now. So, like I said, my family, I don't have too many family. They're all past, deceased. I have my brother and sister. Like I said, we're all distant from one another, and I'm trying to do better. Not have them as a crutch because I don't have them in my life and do bad. I want to do something positive so I can get into their life. You know what I'm saying? So at this point in time, like I said, just 1.5 years ago, I started doing this. So it's still a work in progress. And I'm trying to get there to a better place, because I want something better for myself. I'm tired of this. I done did this for 4.5 years. And before this, penitentiaries, jails, institutions. I'm tired of all that, I'm trying to go forward.
What brought you to St. Louis from Houston?
Like I said, my mother had lupus and leukemia. She died up here at Barnes Jewish Hospital. She's come up here to get her chemotherapy every 4 to 6 months. So yeah.
How would you compare, or what are your experiences in Houston? What do you remember from Houston? Like, was it a good situation in Houston?
No, my My father was locking us in barns because my mother wanted to get away. He was very abusive, and he was a drug addict himself. So my mother wanted to come back to Illinois and stay with her mother, and he wouldn't allow it. So he'd lock us in barns and stuff like that, so we couldn't go nowhere. My father is Caucasian and my mother is black, so we was having these type of issues.
So when you finally left Houston and came to St. Louis, what was that experience like?
It was different. It was different because Houston is big, byways, highways. It's different from highways. They got nothing but byways down there, you know what I mean? And it's a lot bigger, a lot more gang banging, a lot more killing. It ain't nothing like St. Louis. St. Louis, you know, it's a nice little place, you know what I'm saying? But it ain't nothing like St. Louis, you know. It's real worse than St. Louis. They say St. Louis is the worst, but I beg to differ.
What have been your experiences in St. Louis?
It's rough out here on the streets, but let's put it like this. A closed mouth don't get fed. You ain't gonna go without out here. Let's put it like that. If you choose to keep a closed mouth, well, you're gonna be one starving, hungry SOB, okay? But if you choose to reach out and try to do something, there's lots of people that's willing to help you. If you're willing, they see that you're willing to do so.
What jobs have you had over your lifetime?
Pretty much starting here, I've had about 4 or 5 little jobs, you know what I'm saying, that I've had for 6 months, 4 months, you know. Right now I detail cars, but before this I was rehabbing houses. So I done did construction and rehabbing, and I've had that for most of my time here, working, you know, off and on.
How long did you rehab houses?
I did that for 1.5 years. Before here, I was in Collinsville, and I did it for about 5.5, 6 years.
Describe your time in Collinsville.
Don't want to go back. I'm currently on the run from there. Let's put it like this. Every police officer, every white police officer down there got it out for my family. I don't care what we doing. We could be walking down the street. It's empty your pockets, what you got on you. Anything to try to lock us up, man. So I'm not planning on going back to Collinsville. That pretty much describes Collinsville.
So,
for a black man, it's not the best place to be.
You ever been married?
No.
Children?
I have a daughter. She is now getting ready to be 18.
Wow.
Yep.
What's your relationship like with her?
Oh, we real tight. We talk all the time on Facebook. I always reach out to her whenever I can get to her phone. Normally I go up to the library, get on Facebook, we talk for hours. The manager up there lets me stay, you know, longer than 30 minutes because he knows I talk to my daughter every day. So I get that 2-hour time period to be on the computer instead of 30 minutes, you know what I mean?
What's your survival techniques being on the streets currently? Like what are the ways that you stay safe? What are the ways that you stay sane?
I go to Vacos. I don't care if I got a tent, a Vaco. I make sure I got a propane heater so I can be able to cook. So I can cook on the heater. I can stay warm with the heater. Make sure I got water. And I make sure I obtain food at all times. Those are my survival things, no matter what. I don't care if I was a full-blown drug addict. I'm gonna make sure I can eat, got somewhere to sleep, I'm warm, I got water, and I got shelter at all times.
What kind of advice would you give a guy who's thinking about figuring it out on the streets and trying to make it out here? What would you tell him?
It's gonna be tough. It ain't gonna be easy. You'd be better off staying with somebody else. It ain't gonna be easy at all. Especially lugging propane up and down hills and stuff. It ain't gonna be easy, brother. That's what I'd tell you. Or a sister. It ain't gonna be easy.
If you can go back in time and talk to a young yourself, Mr. Justin, what would you tell them, knowing what you know today?
I would tell them to refrain from what they're doing as of now, change their mind and their ways of obstructing rules and regulations, and tend to those rules and regulations. Do what you're supposed to do, because this lifestyle is not what you want, man. It might look cool, it might be fun because you out hanging out That's the young mind frame. When you get older, you don't want to hang out. You don't really want no friends. You want to do something and accomplish things and get goals achieved so you can get somewhere in life. So I would tell them, no, this is not the way to go. Drugs and being on the street is not the way to go. Go home to your family. Go to school. Obtain a job and do something with yourself. Because this ain't doing nothing with yourself, brother. This will leave you dead, or being homeless, leave you frozen dead somewhere. Either way it goes. Dead, institutions, or in prison. A, B, or C, pick one. That's what you're going to get eventually.
What's the plan moving forward?
Like I said, I got a buddy. I'm trying to get into this apartment. He's giving me a deal for $150 a month to get into a little 2-bedroom apartment with me and my dog. Right now, like I said, I detail cars right now. I got a couple little side odd jobs, you know, I do. I work for Happy Towing here and there. I clean his yard and stuff like that. So $150 a month, I can make that.
If people want to reach out to you, where can they find you?
I'm always on John and 20th, right up the hill from Grand.
What about social media?
I don't really deal too much with social media, you know.
Okay, if there's anybody that you would want to say something to that may be looking for you, worried about you, or wondering if you're okay, now's the time to say it.
I don't have nobody.
We appreciate you spending time with us today, Mr. Justin. Thank you so much.
I appreciate you guys.